Ethan was 22 years old, and every morning before his feet touched the floor, before his eyes were even fully open, his hand reached for his phone, not because he had messages waiting, but because checking other people's lives had become a habit he couldn't stop. He scrolled through Instagram and TikTok watching people his age graduate, move into new apartments, travel with friends, post smiling pictures with captions like "life is good" and "finally made it." And every time he saw those posts, something inside him sank quietly, because his life looked nothing like that. He lived alone in a small rented room near Seattle where the walls were thin and the nights were loud. His mattress touched the floor, his heater barely worked, and the ceiling had cracks he stared at for hours, wondering how he reached a point where everyone seemed ahead and he was still trying to survive the week. He wasn't lazy, he wasn't dumb, he wasn't irresponsible, but somehow he was behind. College was supposed to be the turning point, the place where life finally made sense, but instead it became the place where anxiety took control of him. His heart would race for no reason, his hands would shake during lectures, his chest would feel tight like something terrible was about to happen even when nothing was wrong. Nights were sleepless, mornings were heavy, and slowly he stopped attending classes, then stopped answering emails. And one day he dropped out completely without telling anyone. For months he pretended everything was normal, leaving the house every morning with a backpack that carried nothing except shame. When his parents found out, they didn't yell or argue. They just looked tired and disappointed, and that silent look stayed in his mind longer than any punishment ever could. Now Ethan worked long shifts at a warehouse lifting boxes for 10 hours a day, coming home with sore arms and tired legs, but no peace, because when his body rested, his mind attacked him. Every night it replayed the same questions on repeat. Why did I mess up? Why can't I focus like others? Why does everything feel harder for me? What if I ruined my future? What if this is all I ever become? Sleep came late and left early. Some nights he slept 3 hours, some nights not at all, lying awake listening to rain hit the window and cars pass by outside, feeling like life was happening everywhere except in his room. His friends slowly drifted away, not because they stopped caring, but because adulthood pulled everyone in different directions. Group chats went silent, replies came days later, birthdays passed without celebration, and loneliness slowly became normal. Social media made it worse. Every scroll felt like proof that time was moving forward and he was frozen in place. He stopped opening his camera because he didn't recognize his own face anymore. The confident version of him from years ago felt like a stranger. Some evenings after work he walked through rainy streets watching couples laugh inside cafes and friends sit together talking loudly, and he wondered how life looked so easy for everyone else. Rent kept increasing, money kept disappearing, and fear kept growing. Fear of never catching up, fear of disappointing his parents forever, fear of waking up 10 years later in the same room with the same regrets. Some nights he sat on the floor in the dark with his phone glowing in his hand, feeling empty in a way that's hard to explain, not sad enough to cry, not okay enough to smile, just numb. And one night without thinking he typed, "Everyone is moving forward except me." And suddenly thousands of results appeared, videos, comments, strangers saying exactly what he felt but never said out loud, people admitting they were lost in their 20s, scared of the future, tired of pretending. And for the first time in a long time, Ethan didn't feel broken, he felt understood. The next morning nothing magically changed. His job was still exhausting. His bank account was still low. Anxiety still showed up without warning. But something small shifted inside him. He stopped asking how successful others were and started asking what he could survive today. Some days that meant finishing his shift. Some days that meant cooking one proper meal. Some days that meant simply getting out of bed even when his mind begged him not to. He started writing at night, not for money or fame, just to empty his thoughts somewhere safe. He realized how much pressure he had placed on himself to have life figured out by 22, as if adulthood came with a deadline. One night he stood on a bridge watching headlights rush below him, cars moving fast toward places he couldn't see, and he understood something important. Just because others were moving fast didn't mean he was failing. Sometimes standing still meant healing, sometimes slowing down meant survival. Ethan didn't suddenly become confident, he didn't find his dream job, he didn't wake up happy every morning, but he chose to keep going. And that quiet choice mattered more than any achievement on social media, because progress isn't always loud. It doesn't always come with applause or announcements. Sometimes progress is invisible, lonely, and slow. Sometimes it looks like staying alive when giving up feels easier. And if you're listening to this right now feeling behind, feeling lost, feeling like everyone else figured life out except you, remember this: you're not late, you are not weak, and you are not broken. You are just human, walking at your own speed. And even if it doesn't feel like it, you are still moving forward. Hit the like button if you are still here. Subscribe for more interesting videos like this.